This is the luxury world. Get inspired with us today and tomorrow. Obtaining a sought-after Rolex from an authorized dealer or AD can seem as rare as winning the lottery. Although no surefire method exists, authorized dealers evaluate a range of factors when deciding who gets their most in-demand models. In this video brought to you by the luxury world, we will reveal how Rolex authorized dealers truly select their customers. Prepare to abandon the myths and uncover the hidden criteria ADs use to determine who can access those highly sought-after watches. If you have not subscribed to our channel yet, we invite you to do so now to stay updated on our upcoming videos. Each Rolex retailer undergoes rigorous training, often employing skilled Rolex watchmakers who have received specialized instruction from the brand to gain the expertise needed for servicing and preserving Rolex timepieces. Only authorized Rolex retailers are permitted to sell brand new watches directly sourced from the Rolex factory, allowing them to activate the 5-year International Rolex Guarantee. They assert, armed with essential skills, technical expertise, and specialized tools, they ensure the authenticity of every component of your Rolex and help you make a lasting choice. While such a move could potentially boost Rolex's profit margins, it also involves significant risks, responsibilities, and administrative challenges. Rolex may prefer to avoid these complications and instead focus on its core strengths, which is developing and manufacturing wristwatches. Rather than distributing its watches directly, Rolex relies on independent partners known as official Rolex retailers. These retailers operate under a distribution agreement with Rolex and are not owned by the brand. According to the contract, Rolex sends watches to these official retailers, who then sell them to end customers. Unlike many luxuries watch brands that have chosen to control the entire distribution chain by establishing brand-owned stores, Rolex has decided not to take this route and has shown no intention of doing so. Having a history of purchases from an authorized dealer or AD, particularly Rolex watches, gives you an advantage. New customers can build a relationship by showing genuine interest, frequently visiting the store, and starting with other watch purchases. Demonstrating knowledge and passion for the brand is also beneficial. In addition to purchase history, ADs might consider your collection potential and overall spending at the store. Patience, respect, and understanding of the high demand are crucial. It is important to note that selection can be subjective and vary between dealers. While some ADs classify customers based on purchase history, this is not always the case. Although Rolex encourages selling to new customers, the high demand makes this challenging. Having a history of purchases from authorized dealers, particularly every Rolex watch, is a valuable addition to any luxury watch collection. So when deciding between different models, there is no wrong choice. Regardless of the Rolex you select, you will own one of the finest timepieces globally. The most crucial factor is choosing a Rolex watch that suits your personal preferences and needs perfectly. Rolex watches give you an advantage. New customers can build a relationship by showing genuine interest, frequently visiting the store, and starting with other watch purchases. It is important to note that selection can be subjective and vary between dealers. While some ADs classify customers based on purchase history, this is not always the case. Although Rolex encourages selling to new customers, the high demand makes this challenging. Let us get started now that we have received this document from a manager at an authorized Rolex dealership. It is called the Rolex High Demand Supply Matrix, which classifies customers into 3 groups, types A, B, and C. Each customer falls into one of these categories, defined as follows. Type A refers to new clients with no purchase history. Type B includes existing clients without previous Rolex purchases, and Type C consists of clients with a history of buying Rolex watches. First and foremost, all clients interested in registering for high-demand Rolex watches must visit the showroom in person. Phone registrations are not allowed. This rule applies to all 3 categories, A, B, and C. The second criterion involves checking the customer's social media profiles on platforms such as LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook to ensure they are not associated with Rolex reselling. This applies only to Type A and Type B clients, not to Type C clients who have a history of purchasing Rolex watches, which might explain why some individuals repeatedly acquire watches for resale. The third criterion involves conducting a Google search using the client's name and business, which applies to Type A and Type B clients but not to Type C. Moving on to the fourth criterion is about the means of payment. Before registering interest, Type A clients must provide identification, preferably the card they intend to use for payment. Next, the fifth criterion involves verifying whether the client is a director of a company by checking Companies House to confirm their directorship and the nature of the company, applicable to Type A and Type B clients. The sixth criterion instructs staff to review client details, including address, phone number, and email, using a specific system to check for any existing registrations on other accounts. This applies to all three client categories. Furthermore, there is the seventh criterion that mandates that clients must have a comprehensive bio written and stored in the system, which applies to all client types. The eighth criterion outlines a dual sign-off process for allocating high-demand Rolex watches, involving multiple levels of approval depending on the demand level of the watch. This process applies to all client categories. The ninth criterion, which only applies to clients with a previous Rolex purchase history, requires verification of whether they have purchased it within the last 12 months. If not, authorization from the field team manager is necessary before proceeding with the sale. The 10th criterion applies to clients with a purchase history but no previous Rolex purchases, requiring authorization from the field team manager to discuss their purchase history details. Finally, the last criterion, which applies solely to existing clients with no previous Rolex purchase history, allows them to register interest in super high-demand models. But it requires them to establish a Rolex purchase history before supplying such models. The current market trends, along with an increase in production, represent a positive shift in how we view and purchase Rolex watches. One advantage is that the relatively lower prices allow a new group of watch enthusiasts and collectors to explore the world of luxury timepieces. These individuals are not just opportunists looking for quick profits. They are genuine enthusiasts with a deep interest in watches. Watches can be purchased through official and unofficial channels. The official way to acquire new watches is through authorized dealers, who stock a variety of brands. Watches bought from gray market dealers do not come with official warranties, so any issues with the watch would require the consumer to cover repair costs that would typically be covered under warranty. Some watch brands disapprove of authorized dealers selling watches to individuals who will ultimately resell them on the gray market, as it violates their policies. Nevertheless, for people to obtain Rolex, Patek Philippe, or Audemars Piguet watches, they have no choice but to go through an authorized dealer. Ultimately, purchasing watches from authorized dealers remains the safest way to obtain the timepiece you desire. There are assorted reasons why individuals choose to purchase a Rolex. Some are drawn to Rolex watches for their exceptional quality and worldwide prestige. Others acquire them to commemorate significant life milestones, while some seek specific models because of their impressive ability to serve as valuable investments. While purchasing a Rolex watch is not a guaranteed strategy for quick wealth accumulation, it is evident that prices for many models continue to rise annually. While we emphasize the importance of buying what you genuinely appreciate, being strategic in your purchases can potentially yield returns. Simply owning select Rolex watches and selling them when their prices appreciate can result in a respectable financial gain without much effort. What are your impressions on the topic we shared in this video? If you enjoyed the video, we would appreciate it if you let us know by leaving a comment and giving it a thumbs up. Do not forget to follow our channel for more content. Thank you for watching The Luxury World, and we look forward to having you join us in our upcoming videos.